Welcome, everybody out there. This is the CyphaDen Chat. I'm your host, Tayamu Denku. We got the homie Pestilence next to me, not in real life, but in the form of the Zoom, whatever. And then we got special guest Ardamus in the building, all the way from DC. What's going on, family?
I'm chilling, man. What's up with you? I'm good, man. I'm glad to be here. Thank y'all for having me on here.
Of course, man. Usually Mondays for me, I get home from a long, exhausting, garbage work day. And recently, I've had some random animal crawling around on my rooftop, and I hear it all the time. And I'm trying to figure out how to trap it so I can get rid of it.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's a possum or a raccoon or a squirrel, but I feel like it's either a possum or a raccoon because when I hear the motherfucker on the roof, my bedroom is upstairs. When I hear it on the roof, it sounds like it's big. Like yesterday, I thought it was a whole human on my rooftop.
That's what they sound like. Too.
Yeah, it sounded crazy. It was
Well,
super.
possums don't usually go up high like that, so it's probably a raccoon.
I mean,
They can, but
don't possums hang from trees and shit?
they
Yeah,
usually stay low to the ground because they want bugs to attach to their bellies and shit so they can eat them.
that is
Hmm.
true.
Well, so maybe it is a. Damn it, man! I've trapped multiple. I've had multiple raccoons fuck around with my crib, and I hate it. I hate it so
Yeah,
much.
they're gnarly bastards, bro.
Trying to move in.
Yeah, fuck bullshit. But Artemis, man, we
Mhm.
we normally just free flow and go anywhere. But I know we've done a show together in the past
Yeah.
out in the DC area, but
Mhm.
I want to know how long you've been rhyming, how long you've been doing shit. I don't really know you on a personal, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Shit, man. I started when I was like about 8, but I really didn't get serious or semi serious till like I was like 13. Um, I like crazy enough. I wrote my first rap at a church. It was So my sister gave me a greatest raps hits tape, and like it had like Roxanne Santayo in there, UTFO, all that. So I started with that, and then I don't know what happened. Like I tried to write a rhyme like when I was really young and just tried it out for a second, and then it was like a talent show, and I wrote like this part where I was battling these kids about Sunday school. It was funny, so I was like off and on for a while, man. I got yeah, it's funny. Then like when I got when I was like in junior high school, I really got like a little more into it. But I didn't have like people that could show me the way of how to rap. I had to like
Hmm.
go through the bumps and the trials and errors. I'm originally from Nashville, Tennessee, so it wasn't like we had. It wasn't like I grew up with the pleasure to see like the origins of hip hop. I just had to like see it through Beach Street or, Crush Groove, like, or like a record that my sister had or my parents might have had some tapes. So I just had to do my research for a while, learn and build. So
Hmm. So Nashville early on didn't really have like hip hop shit. It was mostly like country shit.
it was, there was rap coming up, but it wasn't until like the 90s had some gangster Southern rap, but we had like other forms of it, but it wasn't like popping as like heavy. Like there was a group called Utopia State that was very popular at the time, but they weren't popular in the sense of just like the whole rim of the city. You know what I mean? Like you had like around I want to say mid to late 90s, like
Hmm.
we had a guy named Boogie that was popular. I remember there was a guy named Kwani Cash. There was like a dude named Pistol. There were a couple of these guys around the way that made noise, but it was like very Southern. It was like Southern gangster rap in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Other end of it, this is the other thing about Nashville. A lot of people don't know is as much as a country music scene it is, it's also very gospel heavy. So if you do gospel anything, you're going to take off. So we had like gospel rap down there that was popular. So you had a group
Mm.
called the Grits. I used to see them around all the time. The Grits was like very popular. There was this guy, Know the Verbs, like I didn't want to be a gospel rapper though. Like I liked what they did. It was like dope. They had showed skill, but that wasn't something I wanted to do. So early on, I saw those guys, and then Count Bass D. Y'all heard it? I know you know about
Of
Count
course,
Bass
I've
D.
I've, I've
Yeah,
done joints with
yeah,
Count
yeah,
Basie.
yeah, yeah. Of course, shout out to Count, man.
We're not joints. I've done shows with him.
Yo, show, yeah, yeah.
I actually don't have a
Mhm.
song with him.
Nah, he's a good dude, man. I remember I saw him perform at it was something. It wasn't. It was Dancing in the District. I saw him perform. T-Boz tried to talk to me on his Rhodes keyboard a cappella. And this is like around when he got that big deal with the
Mm.
Pre-Life Crisis album, all that. Crazy inspiration for me. Like see like a home, like he wasn't from Nashville, but he was in Murfreesboro, so he had his name kind of floating around. Um, so that was like kind of the origins of for me to like get into hip hop, like from just like tapes and CDs, and then like a couple people around the way. Um, but it was like I couldn't really get in the studio for a while, so I was just like learning. You know what I mean? Just
Mm.
learning and taking it in. So
That's what's up, man. So when did you actually move to DC, and how was that like transition as far as what you knew in the Nashville hip hop scene to this new DC hip hop scene?
it's a good question. So check this out. My sister went to Howard, and I would go back and forth from DC. Sometimes a visitor. I wind up at Howard around 97 or so. Um, Now, the transitioning from, like, as far as hip hop scenes go, it was, I had to, like, in DC, there was always a scene, but you had to, I'm not gonna say you had to look for it, but you just knew, you had to know where to go, you know?
Mm.
So me, I feel like the second, more so the second year I was here in DC, I've got a little familiar more with like U Street, which is like the corridor for creativity, basically. You know, it's
Okay.
like if I were to describe it any better, like Project Bloaters in Leimert Park, right? It's kind of like you had a couple of places that were like that
Mm.
around U Street area. So, but we didn't have like a Project Bloater. That was the problem. We didn't have like a mainstay place like that. So some of the things that I go to what would be like there was a place called Bantumani's that hosted this kind of thing called True School. And this is after a while of me being in DC, like getting up a couple of people. That was open mic where I met like some of my closest peers. And then I started finding out more about the history of hip hop in DC. And it was just like a lot compared to like Nashville. Nashville is like so spread out. This is a kind of big city. You need a car to get everywhere. In DC, you don't need a car to get everywhere. Or if you want to get to the outskirts, you might not need a car at a certain point. So
Mm.
you can get to a lot of places in DC and not have to and and not have to worry about getting a car for real.
Mm.
That was part of it. But like by the time I got here, there's so much that happened in terms of hip hop here in DC. Like, cause you had Nonchalant, she had 5 o'clock, which was a big single back in the day. Shouts to Nonchalant, Good Peoples. Um, I remember there was a group called Three Steps from Nowhere. They used to get their videos played on Rap City. I wind up getting a job. I got like later on. I wind up working with the dude, like at my job, and me and him do some work together. He was like this producer named he was a producer named Doug Lazy, but he changed his name around. But I say all that to say is I started making connections to stuff that I'd heard about and seen after a
Yeah.
while. And it was like you just had to know where to go, like word of mouth for a minute. There was 12-inch records. There used to be a DuPont Circle. It was called DJ Hut at another point. That was like the hub of just like you wanted to get the singles, the albums, you wanted to find out what was dropping next. That was one of the places you go to. I would go to a place called Yogi's. It used to have an open mic on Thursdays in Adams Morgan. Adams Morgan is like adjacent to U Street. So like you go to U Street, you can go up Adams Morgan because that's where we did that show at the spot oh man,
Man,
I can't think.
I don't remember the
I
name
forgot.
of it.
Yeah, I should know. Spacey Cloud. Yeah, Spacey Cloud. So
Mm,
Spacey Cloud, it's in that area. So right there, and I was Morgan. Um, Damn, I was going with this. Anyways, that whole adjacent area of like there was stuff that was always popping over there. Was basically the point. Um, and it was like an eye-opening experience for me. I was like, this is an underrated city. I was like, how could people not know about all these MCs and the talent here? You know. So from there, I hear about Unspoken Herd, Asheru, um,
mm.
one one of the dopest in the city. My man Kokai, OMCs, Storm, the Nomad, um, Infinite Loop, Team Demolition, like all these guys that just put in work for so many years, and you just find out about. And that was good. That was good for me. It was a good skill builder. Um, and like I said, I was starting from the ground up, trying to figure out how to be a better lyricist, a writer, a performer. And I didn't get that in Nashville a lot because of, it was just a lot of challenges to learn. It was like, there's no
Yeah.
manual doing this, especially in that time. There was no manual. There was no like, you know, somebody mentoring you to be a MC for real. I got to DC, it was a different story. Like my man Sisway, who went to Howard with me, because it's so Spirit of the Nation, he taught me how to write bars when I first got to Howard. He taught me how to write it all out, structure it. And
Did you not
yeah,
did you not know how to count bars early on?
I did, but I didn't. Like I knew how to count bars, but I would write it in a poetry form, very like just free flowing.
Okay.
He was like, "Hey, use these 4 lines to count your bars." He helped me like in a composition book, just like boom, structured this way, boom, structured this way. And me and this brother would build like he's cousins with Amani from the Far Side, and he would play me stuff. Like
Mm.
when the Rap Life album came out, he played me one of the songs off of that before that joint even dropped. I was like, yeah,
Oh, that's what's up.
stop playing. And he was, yeah, man, that's my guy too. Shout out to my man Sway, man. He's a one hell of an MC, man. Talented, positive brother. But like stuff like that helped me out a lot. As far as like doing the music. And then there was like school stuff too, man. I was trying to make sure I stayed on my grades. Like I wasn't like the best student, but I learned how to finesse my grades, finesse an A out of a test or two. And I was trying to like balance that a lot, because
Yeah.
me and my sister were like, I don't want to say we were the first generation of people to like go to college, but I think we were the first to get to a school of that magnitude, and it was kind of like a lot of pressure, man. So I had to like balance that with doing music and just other stuff. So,
I feel that. I mean, what happened? Like, is it
mhm.
still, is that shit still popping off now? Or like, what's the scene like now?
It's a lot. There's a huge scene now. Like there's always been a scene for um hip hop here, and go go is like the big thing here. Go go is like king when it comes to music here. Like since it's a DC thing, and like it doesn't hit everywhere. Like it might hit like to the Carolinas, and a couple of people down south know about it, and a little bit on East Coast.
Yeah,
DC
I don't know what that is at all.
go go music is like Like remember like EU doing the butt, that song?
Oh
Like that was
yeah.
like yeah, that kind of, but it's like it's deeper than that. Like Chuck Brown is like the godfather of like go-go, but then you have bands like Rare Essence, classic band there. There's a Junkyard Band, Backyard Band. Um, let's see, there's other ones like Uncalled For, TCB, like a couple of these bands, like go-go is a big thing here. And that was one thing I wound up learning about the thing about being an MC in DC is that some I don't know how many other rappers have heard this around the area. I remember I was told that you weren't considered like a rapper here until you did a joint with or two with the a go-go band. I remember hearing this from
Mm.
like maybe one or two other people, but I haven't heard that as much now. But I wound up doing like one song with a band called Mass Extinction. I don't think it ever came out. It was with like an old coworker of mine who had been doing stuff for a minute, go-go wise. And I did a joint with them like mid 2000s, I want to say.
You still got a
Uh,
copy of that joint?
Man, I didn't even get a joint copy of that joint. I wish I did. I think about it to this day. I'm like, man, where can I? Oh, that song, I put my heart into that song too. It was it was like out of my wheelhouse, and I was trying to like fit in with what they were doing. But yeah, I never did get a copy of that. But that
Mm.
was an interesting thing to learn about DC too. Is like hip hop didn't really hit here until they I want to say the 90s, but it might have been a little bit earlier than that. It had to been a little bit earlier than that. But they had rappers here in DC though, you know. So
Okay.
it's like I think right now there's a lot of people are trying to piece together the puzzle of just like the history here. And because like it gets lost in the sauce, man. You know, there's so many talented people here and you don't and you we they're not always heard like they should be, you know? So
Yeah, I
it's
mean
great.
some of the names you mentioned, I obviously heard of some of those names.
Mhm.
I guess I didn't really realize that they were out of DC. I guess I didn't really know that.
Yeah, man. A lot of people they do their thing here, wind up leaving. And I feel like now a lot more people are trying to stay and do their thing. It used to be the thing of, hey, if you want to make it, you need to leave DC and go to New York or go to LA or go to Chicago, one of these different places, but or Atlanta, like for certain people, they gotta go to Atlanta to get popping. But you know, those places are like it's saturated too. So I know a lot of people that would move from DC to go to LA to get popping and wind up back in DC
That's
because
that's that's what people in Milwaukee do.
right, yeah. Shout out to my man Ryan Lucas, like that's my brother. You know, he tried to thug it out there. You know what I'm saying? But he did the smart thing, which is he kept his contacts. So he had contacts in LA and the Bay. But then after a while, he was like, you know, I got to be back in DC, and he's been making an impact ever since, you know. But
Mm.
that happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad there are a lot more people staying here and trying to get things popping here more because, like I said, you know, other places just overrun, and you can't really always branch out like you would like to, you know. But it's always good to do a show there and connect there. That's the weird part. But like trying to like if you're an outsider trying to get in some of those places, it's hard. You know, doing it in DC was hard enough for me. You know, I like I don't know how it would be for me to just go from DC and go to New York or LA. You know, but it's I don't know. It's something interesting I've thought about here in
I
DC.
mean, I think stylistically you could I mean, based on your style of music and like what you do, I think you could probably make it work on the East or the West Coast. I feel like you have like a mid range of both of those styles. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. Thank you. It's hard. Well, you know, being from the South, you know, it's like people just they make assumptions about you when you say where you're from. You know, I'm pretty sure you get that. You know, being being from the Midwest, but y'all got a lot of dope shit out there in Wisconsin. I used to go up. My grandmother used to live in Milwaukee, so
Oh,
I'm
word. So
yeah.
you've been up here.
Oh yeah, I know. Yo, y'all don't play, man.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Milwaukee is no joke, man. Y'all are not playing out there. I'm gonna
yeah.
say that.
No, yeah, no. Milwaukee's crazy, and I mean, I stay on the north, man. So I'm pretty much in the hood.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I haven't been
Got
there back.
raccoons.
I haven't been back in years, but yeah, man, like that's the thing. When people be like, "Well, you're from where?" Like you sound like you're from there. Like, I just it DC is tough. I don't want to say it's tough enough, but it's definitely like a glimpse of just like, dang, like, okay, like that's a reality. I just work with it, It's
Well,
like,
yeah, because DC is like, I mean, it's the nation's capital, but then it's
mm,
also like a college town, right? Because Duke is there.
oh, definitely, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, not Duke. There's George Washington, there's Howard, there's Georgetown, there's
Oh yeah,
American.
Georgetown is there.
Yes,
Georgetown,
Georgetown.
not Duke. I
Yeah,
was I don't know why I was thinking Duke.
probably college sports. It's all good. Like
Yeah.
basketball, hey man, they got some good programs. But yeah, we got like some big colleges here too. It's as political as it is. It's very big on college, and honestly, like I feel like when it comes to the music scene, it's been such a positive thing for it to grow more because now we have more not even just hip hop, we have like classical musicians that you see around. You have more brass bands out now. Like I'm in a band with like we got 4 or 5 horns now, I think. I can't remember.
Oh,
But
that's
we
dope.
got yeah, it's like we have that kind of thing going on. You have bluegrass singers and Americana folk, like all kinds of like different styles of music. They're doing a lot of stuff around here. But like everywhere else, we're getting we're getting venues and losing them. You know.
Oh yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
was gonna ask that
Yeah.
situation, what the venue
Oh yeah, yeah.
situation was.
So um, I'll I'll say this. The venues I don't want to say they've been necessarily picky. They are they aren't. I'm not gonna say they're hard to book either. It's just you have like venues that popped up like in the middle of the pandemic or post pandemic, and some of them didn't like last throughout it, and then they're still feeling the effects of what happened, you know.
Hmm.
So you get them a couple years and they're gone, or like mainstays that've been here for years and are gone. Like we got a place called Velvet Lounge. Shouts to my man Abdul who ran the joint. You know, terrible bathrooms and stickers everywhere and dark and kind of creepy. But when you went upstairs for a show,
Yeah.
it was well lit and the sound was banging. And we missed that. I missed that place. But yeah, man, we had places like that, but then you have places that needed to do things to adapt. Like, um, shouts to my people that run DC9. DC9 is such an institution here, but it's a it's a place that's they've had to adapt with the times a lot and make sure that they keep it moving. They still get a lot of independent acts that book there, but you got to make sure you can fill the place to a certain amount or sell it out or something because they've had to adapt over the years and they've been a independent mainstay. But in the process, we've lost places like U Street Music Hall. Um, there was a place called Alice that opened up on U Street, which used to be the old State of the Union. State of the Union was like a hub for like some of that hip hop stuff I was talking about in the '90s or whatever. And I ran to Elzai there. Weird enough,
Hmm.
like before he joined something else, he was there chilling because he knew some people in DC. Freestyle with him, crazy, crazy.
That's dope. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
crazy, just randomly. But
How
we
long
had
how long how long that freestyle session lasts?
it was probably we probably spent about 3 or 4 rounds.
That's
It was
dope.
dope. Yeah, he
That's
gave me
dope.
props, and I was like, man, I was like, you're ridiculous. I was like, I ain't never heard a style like that. And then like, give it like a year or two later, this fool's in Slum Village. I'm like, come on, that's crazy. That's crazy. But
Oh,
yeah,
so this was before
this was before,
Slum
yeah,
Village.
yeah, yeah, before he was on that album and all that. He mentioned it too. Oh man, I can't remember everything about that whole thing, but I do remember freestyle with him, and he mentioned that, and I was like, "Yo, man!" I was like, "You with them, nice." So like, yeah, like we had that place like State of the Union back in the day, closed down for years. It was pretty much going to be a historic spot. This place, Alice opens up there, and it was like it was like a sweet place for pho, where they were selling like that soup or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then they had like a spot in the back where it was a DJ. My man would do joints there on Wednesdays. And
Hmm.
on the second floor, they had some other stuff going on. Priest the Nomad, who I mentioned before, he shot a dope video up there with DJ Cool. DJ Cool, Clear My Throat, did a
Oh
song with
yeah.
him. Yeah, yeah. They got this dope single out that he did on I think it was his last album, Priest did it. They did shot a video there. Um, it's sad to lose that place because that would have been a dope hub for like a lot more hip hop acts. But now the dope thing is we have record stores that would do in stores. The only problem is getting money for them. So, you know, I'm trying to work on something where I can like do that. For different like acts that come through. We did one
Well,
already. Yeah,
like
yeah.
like I said,
We'll
bro.
talk. We'll like I said, when we talk, I was trying to think of something, and
Yeah.
like that's one of the ideas. We'll talk though because we have.
This is the my homie Pestilence is the dude that's gonna be on that tour with me. So
Oh, for sure. Okay. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think of something. You know what I mean that could work. But at the same time, we have like places like Songbird. I know the owner, my man Joe Lapon, he was like a very big supporter of the scene. Does a lot of dope stuff. Because of him, I got to open up for Open My Eagle. I got to open up
Hmm.
for Shad. Um, I'm trying to think of what else, man. There are a lot of good venues here. It's just like, when they open up new right now, it feels like they're just going away too quickly right now. And
Yeah.
trying to keep the staples here alive and cracking has been a little tough. But yeah, it's like 50-50, I'd say, right now with the venues. Yeah.
That's what's up.
50-50.
I mean, Pestilence is from all the way in Green Bay, so he could definitely tell you about venue situations
Oh, word. I can imagine so.
and what he goes through.
I can
They're
imagine.
terrible.
Yeah, man. It's rough out there, and trying to make it work with these places, like communication and all that as well. Matter of fact, there's a spot um called Runaway that's gone now. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with Runaway actually. It may not be gone. I feel like they're gonna change it around. I don't know.
Mm.
They that spot is run by the same owner of this spot Slash Run that does like a lot of rock stuff or whatever. Um and I think they're gonna move the acts from there to I can't remember what they're gonna do, but Slash Run, like that's a place that's been like doing a lot of dope stuff for a while, as far as like bands go. Um, yeah, man, we have a lot of good places here, man. It's just sad to like see them not get the support they need. Um, there's support, but we need to up the ante on them, you know.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. But so what you think about the
So you go ahead, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go.
what
Let's
you
go.
think about the Drake and Kendrick shit?
Actually, hold on. What do you think? Let me ask you.
So
Can I ask you what do you think? I want to see what you guys
I
like.
don't
Go ahead.
I don't like either artist on a level.
Mhm.
There's some Kendrick joints. I've never liked the full Kendrick album. There's
I get
Kendrick
you.
joints I like. There's some
Mhm,
songs I like that he does.
mhm, mhm.
I couldn't even, but I can't even name the songs. And like,
I'll get you.
I don't think I know any Drake shit at all. But
No doubt.
here's the thing
Go ahead.
about it.
Go
Here's
ahead.
the thing
Go ahead. Go
about
ahead.
it. I don't like Kendrick's voice.
I've
So
heard you say that, yeah.
so him trying to, I'm not saying he's not talented,
Right.
and I'm not saying he didn't have some bars in there, but I
Mm,
feel like now it's just dragging out. It's just
mm,
like I've been over it. I'm like,
mm.
well, why is it still going on? Is what
Uh,
I'm saying. And
no, it's real.
the J. Cole apology,
Mm.
when that happened, I'm like, what the fuck era are we? What is going on? What era are we in right now?
Yo, no, it's real. I can feel it. I can feel all that, man. I thought the I thought the beef started out terrible. I was just like, I don't even care about this big three thing. It's like, to me, I was like a rehash. Well, first of all, I feel like they tried it before anyway. I feel like they tried a, a beef in a different way with different people. I can't remember when, but I was just like, why are they rehashing this again? Didn't they do this before? I was like, all right, whatever. So, so I'm just like, okay, like Kendrick threw a thing. It's not. There's no big three. It's just me. Everybody hyped it up. I'm like, okay, whatever. And the J. Cole thing, I get why he deleted, but I was like, you should just left it up and just apologize, said my bad, and just kept it pushing. My homeboy was like, well, might delete this later. He had to be on brand. I was like, okay, yeah. Fair enough. Like, he's being on brand with his album, like literally. Um,
Yeah.
for me, I'm kind of with you on how I feel about both of them. I feel like Drake is a product of the entertainment industry, but I feel like he really likes hip hop, rap. I feel like he really loves the shit, but I feel like he grew up in the entertainment industry, so he wanted to be. He's already successful as an actor. Now he wants to be a successful musician. So they're looking at him like, all right, we could probably sell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you pretty boy and shit, but you could rap. We don't want you to be rapping, you rap though. We want to see if you can sing. We want to see if you can do all these things. We want to try to make some bread off you. And if you're talented in that sense, that's cool. But I feel like, you know, they might force this hand though. I feel like he wrote a lot of raps, and they told him, "Nah, we can't sell that. We need you
Mm.
to take some other ideas, bro." And so that's what he did. I feel like Kendrick is like, I don't have too many crazy criticism of Kendrick. Like, I feel like there are bittersweet sweet moments where I'm like, that's dope what he did, but I feel like so and so did that earlier, and they're not going to get the credit for it. Which you know what I'm saying? Like, he does certain
Yeah.
things a rapper has done that I've like heard like years ago, and I'm just like, dang, like if so and so was heard as much as this guy been heard, that'd been good. It's just like, dang, I kind of feel, I don't want to say he's not biting. I don't think he's biting at all. But I have to say that. I just feel like he embraces certain things from the rap that I grew up on,
Mm.
that just like he's he's put it on the forefront. It's like, it's good to see somebody do that. I just wish the originator would have gotten the credit like that. So with that said, I feel like K Dot got it. I feel like Kendrick got it. Um, my criticism of Drake aside, because I couldn't stand the diluted rap albums. Like, I can't do the 60% rap album, 40% other stuff. I've never liked, like, as a consumer, if you tell me it's a rap album, tell me it's a rap album. Or tell me it's a variety album. But if you promote somebody as a rapper and they give you a bunch of reggae songs and R&B songs, and then some of it is rap, I'm just gonna be like, you confused me. Like, you just ripped me off. Like, you should have told me. Like, so I feel like Drake, he did good with push-ups. It was okay. I feel like he tried to remix the idea again with Family Matters a little bit, in my opinion. The tailor made thing was not a good idea. You don't want to battle your opponent, Kendrick, and then have to battle Pac State. Pac State is not going to play with you about that. it doesn't matter if you were trying to strategize and be all like
Yeah.
out there with what you're thinking. You don't want to play with a state like Pac's because they've already had too many people trying to make money off of Pac, and they're gonna make sure that doesn't happen again. Like for real. So if you're a popular artist doing that, it's like, maybe rethink doing that, So
Yeah.
yeah, I had to disqualify for the tailor-made thing because it wasn't a good move, in my opinion. Now the heart was what it was, Um, the Heart Part 6. I was like, I actually like that track, and I was like, man, he sounds like a supervillain at this point. Like, he's like, oh yeah, you fell for my trap. Like he's like rapping like the dude from Inspector Gadget and shit, the evil dude you never see. Like, I liked it. I thought it was dope, but I thought K Dot got that between oh man, Euphoria was okay. 616 was, he got that. Meet the Grams. I was like, thank you for getting an Alchemist beat. Thank you for doing that. But then like all the little Drake fans or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, Kendrick can't make a hit. It's like, dude, he's literally made hits. Why would you tell somebody that's made hits they can't make a hit? And then first of all, in a back and forth this record thing, you don't focus on the hit first. You focus on the diss. If it becomes a hit, then it becomes a hit. You don't do it backwards. Like it needs to be a hit and then a diss record. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he did Not Like Us, I was just like, oh, y'all double dared him. Y'all double dog dared him to make you dance to a diss record. That was stupid. So like, so
Yeah.
he won. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't I don't know personally about their lives. Like, you don't know what to believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's stuff out on Drake on tape, I guess, but you just don't know what to believe. So I
Yeah.
just leave it at that.
Yeah. I mean, nobody knows about anybody's actual personal life. I mean, you look back at, um, I I mean, didn't Faith denied Pac fucking her, but Pac said he
Right.
fucked her. So
Yeah.
it's like, how do you, who knows if that happened?
That's what I'm saying. It's like you don't know. And it's like I don't know. I feel like we've been in a very, especially in hip hop, I feel like we've been in a very goalpost moving society as far as just like our favorites losing or the people that we love losing. Like, when my favorite rappers take an L, I have to just be like, well, if they took the L, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll be
Yeah.
back, they'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Just it is what it is. Everybody has to learn how to lose in life. It's part of life. You lose. Hey man, wake up tomorrow, try to win again, man. Just don't die trying to win. Just try and win tomorrow if you can. That's how I look at it. And I feel
Yeah.
like, Drake will be all right, man. He got enough money. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna come.
He's got a ton of money.
He's got a ton of money. He'll be fine. Like he's gonna cry on a bed of money and be fine,
I
bro.
mean,
Don't
he's making money off this right now. They're making money off the
exactly,
disses. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like
But
probably
like
making a shit ton of money.
that's what I'm saying. But see, it goes back to my point though. He really loves this shit because I got to confirm that 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 whole thing about him like thinking Fonte is like the elite MC, the person he fucks with heavy, is real. You know, it's that shows you he likes the craftsmanship of it.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But he made decisions to be successful, so it is what it is, man. K Dot got it. I hope. You know,
Yeah.
I hope. Go ahead.
Pesto, what you think? What you think about the whole dish shit?
I don't know. It just felt like kind of fabricated and forced to me. Like I don't feel like
Mm,
any of these guys had a reason to be like pissed at each other outside of being like, "Yo, I'm the biggest swinging dick in the room." Which is, I mean,
mm,
that's cool to some degree, but it's like
mm.
the thing that really makes a beef or makes diss records like have some extra oomph is like, I hate this motherfucker. And I
Right.
feel like they kind of forced that element of it. And it's like, to me, it's
Mhm.
like, I respect it. It's cool, you know, like send tracks back and forth, keep shit on wax. It's cool, like flexing the craftsmanship, trying different shit. I fuck with that element of it. And I haven't listened to all the tracks. I listened to a couple of them, and there was some good shit in there. But it's
Right.
like, you know, like it just lacked that same hate and shit like that of like
Mhm.
my favorite diss records have. Like, I mean, even the popular diss records that were like
Mhm.
fucking mad, like fucking Ether and No Vaseline and fucking,
Mhm.
you know, Who Shot Ya and all those tracks, Kicking the Door, like all these tracks is like fucking, there's real hate there. There's like real fuck you guys there. You know, there was like actually
Mhm.
chirping back and forth. And it's like, not to say, I mean, that's what I'm saying when you say there,
Mhm.
we don't know what fucking goes on in these people's lives. It's like maybe there was more reason, but it's like that's what I'd like to
Mhm.
see is like, why the fuck are you guys just, you guys have all been kind of in the same hemisphere and realm of, as rap, you know, for the last
True.
5 years. Why now? Why'd you guys just decide out of
So
nowhere, like, fuck you guys?
whatever happened, it was crazy. I'll say this: like Metro Boomin making a diss instrumental and then say, "Hey, rap over it." That's evil. I was like, man, I owe that fool an apology, bro. I'll never criticize Metro Boomin ever again. Like, I was like, man, if you doing it like that, hey, you got it, bro. I don't want no make it. He made a sample out of your weakness. Dude, no, don't want that trouble. And then Rick Ross played it kind of the best in my opinion. He did a dope song. He kicked it off with a. I was like, man, y'all listen to how he's writing on that beat. I was like, that was perfect. Visuals was perfect. Then he just like trolled a little bit. And I was like, man, I didn't even know Rick Ross is that funny. I was like, he's actually kind of funny, like kind of hilarious. I was like, Ross, you have you always been this funny? Like
It
he
does always make me laugh too, because it does feel like hip hop is fucking professional wrestling, like just in a
that's
different suit. Like
I was just
you
saying
just
that.
like it feels just like that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the Royal Rumble, and you're just like,
Yeah.
who's gonna
Somebody
pick up
else's music kicks in and you're just like, oh shit, it's Rick Ross with a steel chair.
oh, he jumped off the turnbuckle. I was saying, I
Yeah.
was like, Metro Boomin jumped off the turnbuckle and God, was like, yo, what? But yeah, man, it was fun times though. You know, it is what it is. Like
Yeah,
it's.
but
I'm just glad it's over.
I mean, it's like you had mentioned, um, like didn't this happen already? Like,
That's what I was saying.
cause like Control happened,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and wasn't that a diss towards both of them then?
Some it was something. Like I'm vaguely remembering it, but I'll swear if it wasn't the control thing, it was something after that. So I was like, why are they rehashing this? Like I thought that's why I thought it was whack. But then I was like, oh wait a minute, Kendrick and Drake, they don't really like each other, do they? Or don't they? I don't know. And it was like the song started getting better. I was like, okay. It wasn't like lazy, like it just wasn't lazy music either. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
you're trying to put effort. I mean, you can make the argument that Drake had his ghostwriters, which is so bad. Oh, it's just like you can't. It's a stain, man. It's a stain.
I think
It's
of
Well,
the tracks I listened to, the one that impressed me the most was I think it was Kendrick's. It was the Meet the Grams one,
of
because
course.
he was just rapping the whole time. There was no hooks. There was no fucking weird try to catchy shit. It was just trying to bar him
yeah,
out, and it's like I respect that part of the craft. You know,
Yeah, man. He sound. See now,
whether
that was like some Hannibal Lecter shit, man. He was the way he made it sound. It was like kind of like the beat was like haunting, and it's just like a guidance counselor showing up to a house to talk to the family. It's just like weird, man. It's so weird. So, I don't know,
uh,
but I am glad
yeah,
it's over though, so we can get back to like supporting like a lot of good music that's out there, you know. So
yeah, man.
that's
Speaking of
the other
music,
thing that these things always make me realize is people spend so much fucking time reacting to these, and they won't share
yeah,
their friend's video. They won't comment on somebody's YouTube link. They won't like somebody's Spotify.
Hit it on the head right there. Mhm.
But the thing about it that I've realized is, how do you beat the algorithm?
Mm.
Because
Mm.
I refuse to pay for, you know, ad shit or what, or boosting my posts. Like, I don't do that shit. Like,
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't want to put money into doing that, but I feel like that's really the only way to hurdle over the algorithm, like, stop signs. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because how else do you get past it? Like, I'll get
These conversations. This is how you get past it. The network. You build that network of the people that are real, that have like clearly shown that they invest in their own music enough to give a fuck. And
Mhm.
it's like that's how I spend my time. As far as like when I share stuff, I make sure it's like, there's people drop dope shit all the time. If I really fuck with something, I'll share it anyway, but it's like usually I'm focusing my energy and my time on sharing other people's shit on the people that give a fuck and the people that invest in their own music and put their own
but
self
what,
forward.
and I completely agree with that. But my thing is how do you break that? How do you break it though? Because
Mhm.
because there's people that tell me they don't even see half the shit I post.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I don't know if it has to do with how many followers or friends I have or
Mhm.
what it is, but like there's a lot of people I'm like, "Hey, didn't you hear this?" And they're like, "Oh, I didn't see it." And then literally sometimes people are show me their timeline and my shit don't pop up on their timeline.
Mhm.
So how do you break the algorithm? That's the thing. And it's like back in the day, we had MySpace, which was a platform where you could promote
Mhm.
without any, you know, off course shit, because that's what MySpace was used for.
Mhm.
And then Facebook, when it started, or any social media when it started, Instagram, Twitter, all that shit,
Mhm.
there was no real crazy algorithms in place. So your shit would come across to people's feeds and shit like that. And
Mhm.
then you would get the people that would get mad that they're tagged or whatever, and they didn't have nothing to do
Right.
with it. But the thing about that is in your settings, you can bypass that. So
Right.
people that complain about that, I'm just like, I don't care if you tag me, because if I like it, or agree for the tag to be posted on my page. If I don't like it, or if it's like some spam shit, like, I just won't add it to my page. So it doesn't really matter
Mhm.
if I get tagged. I personally don't even care if people tag me and shit.
Right.
But I feel like do it anyway, because I'm not seeing people shit.
No, I got you. I wish I knew. I feel you on not paying for the post, man, or advertising. Reason why I say that's because sometimes you get weird people that leave weird comments on your ads or whatever you're posting. And you just get like strange people that say like the worst stuff, or they're very clueless to how to respond to what you're doing. Like my band, we tried to promote our album that we dropped this year. Um and I swear we got like at least like five different people that didn't understand that we were a band promoting the drop of our album. They were asking us these weird random questions, and it was just kind of creepy. It was just like, bro, what? This isn't breaking the algorithm. The algorithm is trying to break us, basically. And like when you get those kind of things, it makes you wonder. It's like, well, it's got to be a better way. Even when you do that, you just like
Yeah.
you're wondering like, how can we? How can I better do this? I mean, I've been still looking at people who can do PR. Like, I don't want to pay for a retainer like that. Like, it's something I've been dreading to think about because I
Well,
know.
see, I mean, that's the thing. I used to have a publicist. I used to
Oh,
pay a publicist, and they
mm,
never would do the shit that I asked them to do.
mm,
And they would get money. This is when I had like my financial backer dude. He would front me money for the publicist so we could push our joints.
Mm.
And like, he would get us on this was when blogging was popular. So he would like be like, man, I'm going to get you on like 100 blogs. I'm like, I don't care about that. Get me on the top 5 blogs. I
There
don't
you go.
care about 100 blogs.
There
Get
you
me
go.
on DX, get me
Right.
on, you know, like the source blog, get me on Complex, get me on all the big fucking hip hop blogs and make that happen. And he could never do it. He could never make it happen, but he would talk that shit. And then he'd be like, well, but I got you on this, this, and this. And the only big thing, actually, you know what? He didn't even do it. I did it because I had personal links to bloggers because I would do my own research too. But when I dropped the joint with when I dropped my joint with KRS One, my first joint that had the Chuck D shit in it, the once again back is the incredible when it had that DJ cut in there. So like that shit got picked up by Ambrosia.
Okay.
Back when Ambrosia was really popping.
Right.
And I mean, KRS and fucking Chuck D retweeted it.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, and man, I tried to get on Ambrosia. That was tough for me. I feel like because I have like weird, not like a bunch of weird horror stories about the blog era, but I have this. I'll tell you this one because like it got like I don't want to say like everybody knew about it, but it was like made public. I was trying to get on KevinNottingham.com, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like it was close to when Hit Not Records was kind of coming up. I can't remember. There was a dude that worked for them. I think his name was Sean or something like that. He was like, I'd been trying to get on that blog for a minute, so I kept emailing them, hitting them up. And I feel like maybe he must have responded, right? He was like, yeah, you know, I could probably get you on there. He has like connects to like getting on like okay player and all this. And I was like, bet, all right, let's do it. And he's like, yo, man, like for a review though, you know, I gotta charge a fee. I'm like, charge a fee? I was like, I never heard this. All right. It was like, all right, how much? I can't remember. It was like something low. It wasn't like something extra like crazy or nothing. But the fact of the matter is they weren't supposed to be doing that. So I sent like this dude was in Canada. I sent him the CD or whatever. All right.
Yeah.
And he, oh man, you didn't have to pay to send or whatever. This is back when I had this project called A Day in the Life of Modern Day Living. Like the whole album goes to a person's day in their life, basically. Rest in peace to my man at the Metaphysical. He produced it or whatever. So sent it out. I was like, all right, bet. You know, just let me know what you think. So I feel like a week or a couple of days go by and I get an email from Kevin Nottingham himself or something. I get correspondence from him some way. And he tells me like, yeah, we had to like to get rid of that dude. He wasn't supposed to be doing that. And I was like, well, dang, all right. And then I'm correspondence with the dude Sean. He was like, yo, something went down with like the whole thing with Kevin Nottingham, but I can still probably get you on OK Claire. I was like, it sounds weird. I don't know about that. But he sends me the review. And the review was just kind of like, dang, I wasn't sure if he was trying to diss me or not give me like the credit I felt like I deserved on the project. But he was just like, oh yeah, Ardamus is not the best MC, but I always thought that was weird when people say that, you know. He kind of just gave it a weird rating scale. I was like, I don't even think that people want to buy the album if you're rating it like this and I pay for this. I was just like, man, it's an L. I just took the L on that, you know. It was a learning experience.
Yeah, Pestilence actually missed the blog era, so he didn't have to worry about that bullshit that we went through during our time.
Good for you, bro.
Yay, I just got the fucking people that pay for streams and buy fake features era. Woo!
Yeah, that is the era that you got. You're right. That didn't happen during the blog era, but it sounds like, Ardamus, that you did that during that time period. There was that time
Oh yeah.
period where blogs started charging.
Oh yeah.
A lot of bloggers started charging. I fortunately was in the around the blogging peak. I
Mm-hmm.
was good friends with my homie Proverb, rest in peace to him. But
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
was like, you know, blog guru. And like
Yeah.
he loved my music so much, and we were cool from back in the day that he at some point at some times before whatever happened to him, I honestly don't even know what happened to him, but
Mm-hmm.
um he was ready to just do the blog pushes for me for my records.
Oh,
And
that's
then
dope.
he ended up passing, and
Yeah.
then blogging pretty much went into charge, or you don't get on shit. And
Mm-hmm.
then now blogging pretty much fizzled out. I mean, it's still there, but nobody gives a fuck that it's
I mean,
there.
it was that, it was on the level of like payola for radio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was on that level a little bit. Probably on more of a, you could probably say even a smaller scale. Um
yeah.
and
But
it
but
was it, Go ahead.
it's crazy because like I said, I was paying a publicist for blogging
Uh-huh.
at one point in time, and all of the major blog pickups I've ever gotten
Uh-huh.
were my own pitches.
Uh-huh.
Like my times on DX were my own pitches to DX.
Uh-huh.
My Ambrosia pickup was my shit to
Uh-huh.
Ambrosia. My um hip hop since 1987, that was my pickup. I
Uh-huh.
was actually on Nottingham at one point in time. I think my Keith Murray joint, but that was uh um when I was on Uncommon Records out in
Uh-huh.
Staten Island. Shouts to NASA.
Oh
Um
yeah, NASA's out there. Yeah.
yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
seen them in
yeah.
a minute. Yeah. Good peoples. Good peoples.
Um but uh I had a direct in with, I don't know if you remember this blogger, Ego Trip. You remember Ego Trip?
Yeah, I remember you go trip, yeah.
So I had a direct in, they just fucked with my music.
Uh-huh.
There was a point in time for like an entire year that every song I dropped as a single, Ego
Uh-huh.
Trip would pick up every single one,
Uh-huh.
and they would just push it. And it was a blessing because it was
Uh-huh.
during that peak blog era
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
where
Uh-huh.
it was the thing. But
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, now shit is crazy, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy now. It's like me and Pestilence have had this conversation. Like the feature game is watered down
Uh-huh.
because of the Anno Domini Wishmaster, whoever the fuck does the shit. That shit, it's killing the feature game. So
Uh-huh.
as much as they think they are helping up and coming artists, no, you're
Uh-huh.
killing the feature game. You're making
Bro, that
features
last
less
post I
worth.
sent you, that last post I sent you where they said skip the hard work, like they said all kinds of shit about skipping the hard work of being an artist. Skip all the boring stuff.
Yeah,
Immediately land an industry fee. It's like, bro,
yeah,
you guys aren't even
yeah,
pretending anymore.
like skip building the relationship with an artist that makes them want to do a feature with you. Skip
Right.
that shit and just pay us this 50 $50 so you can get an MP3 version of this feature that 3 to 500 other people have.
I've bought like a beat or two from Anno Domini, but like I never liked the feature thing. I always was like, I feel like somebody tried that around our way, like that sort of thing. It just didn't work out. I was like, I'm cool, but it, it it's funny. It's so weird that that's the thing now. Like the blog era, I feel like once it was over, it weeded out people trying to like make music. I remember there are a couple of people who I remember around the way that were popular. They'd stop once the blog era was gone, and these are
Mm,
people who were getting like pretty good like views on their music, like 50K and six, like all that kind of stuff. Getting out of that era was I was thankful to get out of it because I felt like it was it was definitely the wave for people to get easier exposure. But once it went away, it challenged you. Like, what else can you do to keep keep it moving? Are you going to make a record now? Now that you don't have a vlog, are you going to make a record and just like hand to hand get it out and try to figure out what you're going to do? You know, and a lot of people need to, and a lot of people need to be challenged in that sense. You know, I feel like you got to see like, are are you built for this? You know, if it's going to it's going to be tough, but it happens. You know, every
Yeah.
decade, every years, there's something new that comes along. Either I don't want to say you need to adapt or like join, but you need to know how you're going to move. You know what I'm saying, and maneuver yourself. So, you know.
Yeah, man. Pesto, you got I don't want to keep you too much longer. Pesto, you got any question you want to ask the homie Ardamus?
So when we were talking about the scene down there and stuff like that, and you were talking about venues having fizzled out with the COVID pandemic and stuff like that, do you as an artist, do you travel outside of your region often? Do you go and try to like do tours and stuff like that?
I've done some mini tours. I haven't been like okay. Just recently, I've been able to hit the East Coast a little bit more. Like upper, like I'm talking about New England area. So shouts to Hell Hell Hellbound Publishing. I hope I'm saying that right. I know it's my man Ocho Fono, aka Bizza, um, Cody Pope. I did a show with them through Done Deal Booking a couple years ago. Um, I've been hitting up I had up Massachusetts last year. Um, I've been back and forth from New York a lot. Like New York, it's no problem, but down south, I got my people. My people's Rataroo down there. I do a show with him in Austin. Um, I try to do a couple. I try to go on a mini tour at least once a year. Um, work doesn't really let me like go where I need to go every time, but
Mm.
I definitely try to like hit the road at least like once a year, like week and a half, and then go back in the lab and just start making some more joints. So and plus being in a band, like I can't take the band with me like I like to. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like damn near 10 of us, man. We can't fit in there. I'm gonna try. I can't fit in the van with them fools, so you know it's that's part of it. But I'm trying to tour some more though. That's matter of fact, that's probably gonna be the move later this year. We'll see though.
Oh,
that's
Yeah.
what's up, man. Well, I mean, yeah, like I said, man, hopefully we can make something happen.
Yeah.
Can get out your way on
Mm-hmm.
this tour. I'm piecing together piece by piece right now.
For sure. For sure. No problem.
Right now I think we got
seven.
seven total dates right now,
So,
but I'm reaching for 21.
21. All right. Well,
Yeah, so
I got a way we can do it. I just need to make sure that I'll be able to lock down the spot. Like I'm gonna get put it this way, I'm gonna get a backup spot just in case.
okay,
So
but yeah, what day did I tell you? I told you the 11th or oh,
yeah, you told me 11.
11th.
Yeah.
So yeah, look into that date for me if you can, man.
Yeah, yeah, of
And
course.
I totally appreciate it.
Of course, of
Um,
course. Of course.
but before we get out of here,
Mhm.
tell the people what you got coming up and where they can find you at, your music and all that.
Oh, for sure. All right. It's Ardamus, Ardamus. You can check out most of my catalog at artemis.bandcamp.com. If you look me up on Spotify, Ardamus, I have a playlist called Artemis and his Self Indulgence, which is like everything I've done. Some of the stuff my name isn't on, but trust me, I had a hand in it. So it's on that playlist. Check out my band Strangers That Click. That's CLIQUE, strangersthatclick.com. Um, got an EP coming out in the summer. Um, album will be out later this year. Um, just be on the lookout for that. That's coming up very soon. Oh yeah, out right now. My brothers Arnell, aka Arnellification, and Let the Dirt Say Amen. they have a project out called No Emojis, which I'm featured on along with my man Born Eye, Joey Bless, Messiah and Glitch, and I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Anyways, No Emojis, please, please, definitely support that project. RNL, RNL, RNLification.bandcamp.com. Check it out. It's on all the DSPs everywhere. No Emojis, please. You check it out. Am I missing anything? I hope I'm not missing anything. But yeah, that's it, man. Shout out to you, Dinkle. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, man. Pestilence.
Appreciate you, man.
Get to chop
Yeah,
it up
yeah.
with you know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all,
Hell
man.
yeah.
This is dope.
That was
Good,
dope.
good way to start off the week, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, of course, man. Everybody out there, this has been the CyphaDen Chat. I'm your host, Tayamu Denku. That's my homie Pestilence over there. And our special guest this evening has been the homie Ardamus out of DC by way of Nashville. You know what? I didn't even know that. I didn't
Yeah,
even know that.
it's cool. A lot of people don't, and you know it's funny. I was just talking to a high school friend of mine. She had the joke she made about Nashville, like the South Side where we're from. Um, and I'll just say this: we can get off here. There's a part of Nashville where it's like the borderline of where different other cities like Antioch and Brentwood and all this. Antioch is like a very like uh, middle class to low income neighborhood with a lot of different people there. So we got like all kinds of people from like Central America,
Mm.
people from like overseas, and different religions, but nobody knows that about Nashville. And so we were just talking about that earlier. So yeah,
Oh,
that's
so
how. Yeah, which is a lot. Yeah, people don't know that.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
crazy. That's crazy. Real quick, my experience. Let me tell you my last experience with
Yo, yo,
Nashville.
yo,
Real
yo.
quick.
Yeah.
So I was on a tour with my
Uh-huh.
homie Urban Legend. Shouts to him. That's
Uh-huh.
CyphaDen homie right there.
All right, all right.
And we did a tour for our artistic display album, and we
Uh-huh.
hit Nashville,
Uh-huh.
and we played this spot called the Cobra. Have you ever?
I've heard of it, but I haven't been in it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the Cobra. Well, I was explaining this to Pestilence because I was trying to book us the Cobra for one of our tour dates, but I think
Uh-huh.
we locked in something else for it anyway, so we're probably
Uh-huh.
not doing that. But it's one of those places, one of those weird places that are still left out there where the main bar area, which is a whole other place
Uh-huh.
that's connected to a gigantic venue space,
Uh-huh.
the bar area, you can smoke inside.
Oh yeah, I'm not
And then
surprised.
and then the venue part through the other door, you can't smoke in, and it's actually super dope. But it's like you have to go through
Uh-huh.
this shit show to get to the venue,
Oh yeah,
and it's just crazy. And my dude Soul True was there, and this is the fun
yeah. Shit.
and
That's my
this
dog. Yeah, I forgot you knew. That's my dog. Go ahead.
oh
Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Soul True's the homie. And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this
That's my
this
dog.
is a funny thing. He was randomly in town because he was passing because he was doing some dates somewhere, but he was in town when we were there, and we told him to meet us at Hottie B's, which we heard about, never been to, but then we went there. Fire, super dope spot. But we got there at this random time where literally we walked right up to the counter, ordered our shit. Soul True was down the road, and he was like, I'm gonna be there in 10 minutes. And we're like, well, you better hurry up because this line is starting to get crazy. And then by
Uh-huh.
the time he got there,
Uh-huh.
the line was wrapped around the building.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And
That's
then,
about
and
about
then,
right.
and then he's like, well, I'm not going to eat. I'm just going to come in and kick it with you.
Good
so,
dude, man. Yeah.
so that's, oh, and Nashville has the worst fucking pothole roads of any city I've ever been in my entire life.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it.
Like, like the pothole situation in that, like I thought Milwaukee had shitty pothole situations until I went to Nashville.
I thought New Jersey was the worst.
Oh, yeah. Jersey got some. Ooh.
Yeah, Jersey might be the word. You know, my only crazy experience with Jersey, I feel like everybody's upset. Everyone's mad in Jersey. Every time I've drove through Jersey, everywhere I've stopped to get gas, to get food, everybody's just pissed off. And I don't understand what that is. Like everybody's just mad.
Yeah,
like,
that's funny.
I don't know what that
Their
is.
culture, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. The bricks. The bricks.
My sister used to live in Atlantic City, so I get see what you mean by that.
Word up. But yes, man, this has been great, man. We appreciate you being on the podcast, man. Ardamus, the homie. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Like I said, this has been the CyphaDen Chat brought to you by CyphaDen Music. I'm your host, Tayamu Denku, Pestilence over there, the homie Ardamus, our special guest for the evening. We appreciate you. Hope to talk to you very soon. Hopefully we can get a date locked in so I can come back out there and visit and dap it up with you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So
yeah, we're trying to make something work, man, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. So I appreciate you, man. You have a good rest of your night.
To y'all. All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.